Oh, a trespasser. Hello. While you're invading my privacy and personal space, perhaps we could make this an educational endeavor about some of the community tools in Neos. As someone of your antiquitous, churlish nature should know, Neos has tools that let you create other tools, so naturally users have created some tools. You know, that's a thing around here. Many of these questionably free community tools can be found within your inventory in red-marked folders like these. There is no guarantee that these tools will always work flawlessly, so if you spontaneously catch on fire or irreversibly bend the fabric of space and time, don't bug this guy to fix it. Bug a community member such as myself or the user who created the tool in question. Okay, with that legal stuff out of the way, let's take a look here. This green doodad is a grid snapper. When game developers create environments, they tend to get very lazy. They often use some kind of grid system to ensure that they can take individual pieces and parts and snap them together like building blocks. The environment that you're looking at, in fact, is almost exclusively built with this tool. So if you find any free environment packs online and lack the ability to apply machine-like precision with your non-machine-like hands, it's pretty handy. By spawning these admittedly boring cubes at their default scale, I can hold the trigger button to move them around, and they will always perfectly snap together. Pressing the secondary action button will duplicate the object you're pointing at so that you can pull away a copy. The crystal that floats beneath this tool is not just a useless bauble, it is a toggle button that turns the user interface on or off. There are additional controls here, most notably the ability to constrain the tool's function to the X, Y, or Z axis. For the time being, the tool does not have any undo functions, so that's why it's categorized as experimental. Moving on. Neos comes with many different brush templates that you can spawn into the world and try out, which is cool, but they all have one thing in common. There's no user interface to customize how the brush behaves. That's where these specialty tools come in. The red one is the line brush, the blue one is the convex hole brush, and the green one is a foliage brush. All three of these operate similarly, you just equip them and brush away. The difference is in the options panel. I'm not going to go over everything here. I mean, that would require too much effort on my part. But know that there is an eyedropper tool, which lets you extract any material from this panel or your environment to use as a brush stroke, and there is an option to project your brush strokes onto the surface of objects, making it an excellent highlighter tool, or in the case of the foliage brush, a ridiculously lazy way to decorate an environment like what I've done here. Next up is the spinner tool. Can you guess what it does? It spins things. It's so easy to use, even somebody with only 2 upper body appendages can take advantage of it. Just press the trigger button to open its options, and when you move these sliders around, it'll give you a preview of how you can expect your object to move when you press the trigger button on things. Use it to animate fans, windmills, wheels, whatever you want. Next up is the parenter tool. This is a tool for those of you who are control freaks and wish to sacrifice the convenience of the standard glue gun for maximum control over how you attach things to other things. While equipped, you get this user interface, and you can press the thumbstick left or right to cycle through these options. Basic usage involves pressing the secondary action button while your laser is pointing at something to store a target, then pressing the trigger button to attach other objects to the stored object. In more complex scenarios, you can store a target, then press up on the thumbstick to move up the hierarchy of an object. It is also possible to unparent things with this tool as well. The last thing I'd like to mention is the slope builder. It has handles that you can grab to change the dimensions of this polygon. This is most commonly used as a collision object for stairs, but it can have other uses as well. Just press the trigger button on this blue widget here to get rid of the handles when you are done. That's it. I'm sure there will be many more riveting tools from the community, so check out the community tools and polylogic sections of the inventory from time to time for updates. Thank you for watching, and get out of my house.